Welcome, folks, to the folks out in this room and to our virtual audience, wherever you're at out there on the web, to the Center for Online Learning and Academic Technology 2012 Technology Kickoff. Basically, what we're going to do today is we're going to showcase some of our technologies that we have available. Lindsay Ragu will be our presenter. She's going to do a presentation on Prezi, which is a alternative to PowerPoint. It's a really cool product. It's open source. It's web-based, cloud-based. She'll tell you all about it. It's really a cool product, but a part of that presentation will be she'll be using some interactive whiteboard technologies that we have available here. This particular piece of e-beam it's available in a few of the rooms and will be available in some more rooms this fall. All of this equipment that we have around here, you notice we have 3 cameras. Those are being controlled, and lighting. This is all being controlled in the other room, which is our control booth. Steve is back there managing all of the cameras. Of course, the folks at the cameras, we have Kristen, Justin, and David are our videographers for today. Steve's back in, who you can't see, is back in the control booth. And then Melissa is our coordinator and munchie supplier. And so, feel free to ask questions as we go through this about the technology or the Prezi part of this. And when we're done, if you want, slip back into the control booth and see how we control all of these things. So really cool technologies. We're trying to gather more and more neat things that we can use in the classroom. And this is something that we can directly use in the classroom, by the way. And these cameras are all being streamed out off the web. So we have several users that are out there. Carlene is one of them, and she's connected right now and is able to view this presentation, audio and video, via her web browser. Really cool stuff. Now, Lisa's going to come visit with us tomorrow about using, we're going to do webcasting and something else, podcasting kind of things tomorrow, which is a little bit different technology, and we'll cover that as we go. We can plug that directly into your course shell if you chose. So, really cool stuff. So, that's it. Welcome all. Enjoy. And, Lindsay, it's all yours.
Hello, everybody. My name is Lindsay Ragu, and I work in the Center for Online Learning and Academic Technology. And basically what I'm going to be showing you today, as Dr. Sanborn said, is Prezi. Now, Prezi is basically, it's an online software that's an alternative to PowerPoint. It does many of the same things that PowerPoint does. It is web-based, so that you are able to go anywhere and pull up your Prezi. One thing about it is, it has several tiers. When you sign up for a Prezi account, it has several tiers of membership. If you have a .edu email address, you are able to get the second tier of membership free, which ordinarily would cost others, I think it's like $49 or something a year. And what that does is give you a little more storage space. It doesn't really give you any more functionality, just a little more storage space. But otherwise, everything is free. This here, and it's Prezi.com in case you need the URL. This here is kind of what you would see when you first log in. I have several Prezis that I have done previously that are up here. I have used this for several classes, and I will be showing you one of my presentations that I created for a class. I'll be also showing you a sample presentation, because down as I scroll down on my page, there are hundreds of Prezis out there that you can view. Some of them you can even copy and use as a template for whatever you may want. You can do that by clicking on this Explore tab here at the top. Maybe. There we go. And there's just all different kinds of them out there.
What address is
this is on Prezi.com. When you log in, you'll see the tabs at the top where you'll see your Prezis Learn. What the Learn tab does is it has different little tutorials on how to use different parts of Prezi, how to use it more in depth, cheat sheets. Quite honestly, I've never used any of these because it's been pretty intuitive to me, and I'm sure it will be to others as well. I'm going to go back here to my Prezis. Actually, I'm going to show you a Prezi I did for a class. I did this for my project management class with my group members. What's nice about Prezi is you can see my whole screen when I first get in there. It's kind of a broad overview. I'm going to just advance slides so you just kind of can get the idea of how it can be used. Please let me know if I'm going too fast. You can use this with presentation mice as well. I don't have one with me today because I'm using the e-beam, but you can do that just like in PowerPoint. What I'm really interested in showing you in this is the pictures I have in here of different graphs and stuff. Here's one of them. With this particular picture, I'm able to bring up my little tool over here, my toolbar over here that allows me to zoom in and zoom out. So I can zoom in and zoom out on particular items within my picture. If I wanted, I could even put an item in an item, like a picture in a picture, and zoom into the picture in a picture. But we'll get into more of that here in a little while. So I'm going to just continue advancing through my slides. I know this is kind of dry stuff, but I just kind of want to give you the feel of how I used it as a student. There's also the option to make this autoplay so that it automatically goes from slide to slide to slide. I don't know that you'd really want to use that as you're talking about different points within your paragraph, or not your paragraph, within your presentation, but you can if you want. We're almost done, I promise. I just have all kinds of different things in here. And then I'm at the end of it, so I need to, that was one of my presentations. If you'll notice down here at the bottom, I have the option of making my presentation private, public, or public and allow copy. And that's what some of these other people in the Explorer tab have done. They've made their presentation public and public to allow copy. I just prefer to keep it private because I don't want everybody seeing my stuff. Another thing that you can do is invite editors. You can invite other people to contribute to your presentation as you're going, and basically what it does is it sends them a link, they log in and make whatever changes they need, and your presentation is up to date wherever you are. I'm going to show you another Prezi that I got out of one of this Explorer section. And this time I think I'm just going to put it on autoplay so you guys can kind of see the pace that it plays them at. Like I said, this is just a presentation that I just picked up off of one of their Explorer, off the Explorer tab, so that you guys can kind of get an idea.
Does PowerPoint right now, because I don't do very few things, allow you to show the whole graphic of all of your slides like that, or is it
No. PowerPoint, usually when you do PowerPoint, it'll start out with your first slide and then you can just advance from slide to slide. I've never seen a PowerPoint where you've been able to show everything unless you're not in the presentation mode and you're just looking at, you know, the PowerPoint program.
Because it becomes visual interest.
Yeah. Personally, for me, this is more visually stimulating than PowerPoint is. After you, as a student, after you sit in class to class to class and see PowerPoints over and over again, you kind of have the feeling that, you know, the professor breaks out the PowerPoint and you're just like, okay, I'm done. I don't really have a feeling with this because it is more visually stimulating, and I kind of am a visual person, and that's what I like. Other people may not like that, but it goes, if you'll notice, it goes at a fairly fast, yes.
On these pages or slides that are coming out, some of them have like, they look like screenshots or have hyperlinks on those pages. Are those active links? Like, so, right here on the slide, can you actually click that to like jump to a page listed on there? Does that make sense?
Yes, yes. I believe they are. When it's done, I will see if I can click on it.
I don't know if they're just,
For this one, I'm not positively sure. I know you can put links and such in there, but for this particular one, I don't know if they're active links or not. And it's almost done, I promise.
It's cycling.
Oh, it's cycling through, okay. Okay, I'm waiting on my page to load. I guess that's Murphy's Law, isn't it? Well, okay. Actually, I did click on the link, if you'll notice up there, and it's obviously not there, but you can click on them, so that should answer your question. I think what I'm going to do now is kind of guide you through the process of creating a Prezi and adding items to it. When you're done, you'll probably want to go back and play with it, which I encourage you to do that, because it's actually quite entertaining when you're just playing it. At least for me it is, but I don't know about other people. To create a new Prezi, all you have to do is you click the new Prezi button, and I don't know if I got it clicked. There we go. And I'm going to bring up my, there it is, my little tool palette here. This is something about the E-Beam, have these little tool palettes. You smartboard users, it's very similar. I'm going to bring up my keyboard. I'm just going to type in and then I'm going to click on New Prezi, and it's going to load my presentation, which I haven't built yet, but it's going to be the canvas for me to put items into it. As you start using Prezi, they have these little things that always pop up. You can tell it not to pop up, but it just basically takes you through how to do different things, zooming, playing this presentation, adding stuff. I've done it plenty of times, so I don't really need to do that. One thing I did mention before over here on the side is the zooming in and out. You can zoom way in, and you can zoom way out. The other button here is the home button. That'll always take you to your home initial slide. I shouldn't really call them slides, it's not really what they are, but that's essentially what they are for PowerPoint users. So, the other thing over here is kind of like a tool palette, I guess you would call it, and it has all your different functions up here. The first thing up here I am going to show you, though, is colors. They have different pre-installed themes for you to use. And basically you just select one and it automatically changes everything in it. I'm going to go ahead and use that one. If you don't like a particular item in the theme, like you don't like the color of the text or something, you always have the ability to go ahead and change different parts of the background, titles, body, your frames, arrows, markers, that sort of thing. I'm not going to change it any today because I think the pre-made templates are just fine, and they're always adding new ones. There's new ones in there that have appeared since I last used it for a class, so they're putting new ones in there all the time. I am going to go back to my right function, and I'm going to click in here maybe. I'm just going to click on that. The other way to change the size of the text in here, there's a little plus and little minus. I don't know if you can see it out there. There's a little plus and little minus, and I can also grab the center of it and move it around my board, my canvas. Right now I want to edit it, so I'm going to, I'm just going to type in 0.1. And it's the same thing. I can push the plus and make it way big, or I can push the minus and make it way small. I'm going to put that over here. The next thing I want to show you is my favorite part, and that's inserting things. You can insert files, images, and YouTube videos, which I enjoy the YouTube videos myself, but you can do all those fun things. I'm going to first put in an image. You can search for images on the web that are licensed to be used with Prezi, and there are some out there. Right now I'm just going to select files from my sample files from here, my computer. I'm going to go ahead and put in the penguins.
May I ask a question here?
Yes.
If you do a Google search and come up with the image you want,
Yes.
how does Prezi know whether or not it's licensed?
It has this little box here, down here, show only images pre-licensed for use in Prezi. So that's how you know. You have that box clicked, and
so, given the millions and millions of images on Google, is there a smaller database that is just Prezi images?
I'm sure there's some sort of parameter that is in place when you're searching for images using Google search. So, when you're inserting the images, also you can use your regular like image type formats, JPEG, PNG, GIF. I can't read the other ones, but your regular image type formats. I'm going to move this guy over here.
So that truly is one big canvas, and
Yes.
even though your first slide isn't showing it's over there somewhere?
Yes, you can move all around, and all of your stuff is there. One thing I will show you up here, you have the undo button and the redo button, so if you did something you didn't want, you can undo it. There also is, it automatically saves your Prezis for you, so you don't have to worry about saving anything, it automatically does it. You can, if you want, hit the save button and it'll save it again, just in case you're not sure. I usually don't, but that's probably not a very good practice, so do as I say, not as I do. Other options include, you can schedule it, invite people to edit it, or even start an online presentation. I've never played with the online presentation. I've only done inviting people to edit it. You can also print it, and basically how the printing works is it'll print all of the canvas to a PDF. Your first page is going to be an entire big broad shot, and then the next one, and you'll see this later as I go on, is going to be the sequence that your points are in. And so basically it's like printing a PowerPoint, it's just in your sequence. There's also the help button up there if you need help. And it's got all kinds of those help documents I showed you earlier. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you the shapes, which I like the shapes. They're fun. There's the, I already clicked on it. The arrow, you can put an arrow in there. You can put a line in there, or you can just write, which I don't know if you can see this, but I'm writing my name. So you can do all that sort of stuff. If you want to highlight anything, there's also the highlighter. I'm going to go ahead and undo that. I'm going to click back to my little tool palette for inserting things. The next thing I'm going to insert is a YouTube video. Now, I already have a YouTube video that I've picked out to put in here, and it's called The Reporter Fail. Now, when you're inserting YouTube videos, one thing to remember is you have to copy the link from up here, not the share link. So I'm going to copy this link. And then I'm going to go here, my presentation. And it's going to load it here in a second. In case you're all wondering, the video is a reporter fail, which I personally like news bloopers a lot, so that's what I put in there. We'll watch it here after a bit.
Did it actually paste your URL there?
Yes, it's loading it right now.
But it didn't put it in the box.
Oh, it,
something or another?
yeah, it put it in the box, I think. Let me see if I didn't delete. Let me try to. Okay, yeah, I put my video in there. It's going to load it here in a second. Well, it's supposed to. It worked just fine earlier, so. But that's typical. Now, isn't it?
I always say that too.
Yes, that's typical. It worked just fine earlier, and I just wanted to redo it. I'm just going to go ahead and redo it. There, worked that time. Okay, now I'm going to move this guy kind of over here, and I'm going to put a title on him so we know who it is. I always have trouble with the E-beam clicking to get my cursor, so if you'll bear with me a second, I'm going to use my computer. Now I'm going to type and reporter fail is really what I want. I'm going to move that up here. Click OK. Let me move down just a little. After that, I'm going to show you how to put in a file, which you can put in, PDFs and stuff. That's in my first presentation that I did for school. Some of those are PDFs that I embedded onto the Canvas. So I'm going to do one for you. Let me find one. And actually, the one I'm putting in is the first page of a presentation I prepared before, so you kind of can just get the feel. And it'll process my media soon, so I'm supposed to wait. There we go. So that one's over here, and I'm going to make that one bigger, and I'm going to push it up. So now, I've got these different items. I'm just going to move a few things around. Maybe if I can click on my arrow, there we go. Make it bigger. Let me see, what have I not showed you? Frames. Frames are nice because you can put a circle around it, or you could put a little box around it, and it'll group whatever two items you just put on there, or whatever. It doesn't have to be two, it can be, however many you want, into one big item, so that when we put in our path a little while later, it'll just show them all in a group instead of one at a time. So I'm going to go ahead and put a circle around my reporter, Dale. Make it a little bigger, there we go. And then, I think I'm ready to put in a path. Now, basically the path is something that you use so you can tell the presentation what sequence to present items in. And then you use your basic 1, 2, 3. So I think my first item is going to be this guy. And then my second item, I'm going to have that guy. Now, take note, I didn't put an item on the arrow or the line, because I didn't put that on either one of those. It's not going to, show them on their own slide. The next one I'm going to do is my page PDF that I embedded in there. But I'm going to go ahead and do my video. And then I'm going to do my name. So I can click on my name. There we go. Let me make sure that. So now I want to play my slideshow just to see how it looks. Actually, I'll make it full screen. And the controls are down here when you're in the presentation, sample mode, I guess is what you would want to call it. Let me back up one. There's my first point, but you all see it. And then there are my penguins. And then there's my embedded PDF, is what that is. And then this is my reporter. I'm going to play the video. What's nice about the videos is if you start a video and go to the next point and go back, it'll keep the video where you stopped it. So it'll start playing. Okay, I found that really funny when I first watched it, but so now I'm done with my video, and so now it's going to go to my name. That's kind of a fast rundown of everything. Do you all kind of have any questions for me? If you have questions, I encourage you to use the microphones so the people out there in the world can hear you, because we're broadcasting over the internet right now.
Do we have to set up a special account?
Yes, it'll be, when you sign up for Prezi, you just create an account. In order to get the educational licensing, you need to make sure you use your .edu email address.
But you do that right on that site.
Yes.
Are you going to give us all tablet PCs and stylus so we can focus down like we did?
Oh, I don't have control over any of that.
Can you do this less annoyingly with the keyboard maybe?
Yes, you can. Yeah, that, mhm.
Also note that we're still, we haven't installed yet the light projector, normally what the fifth full screen. They arrived here recently and we haven't installed yet.
Yeah, it was a little more challenging for me to do this with the stylus here, but I managed to get through my entire little presentation I created with my stylus, so.
Is that whiteboard new?
Yes.
You can use it with light on? That's the first time I've ever seen that.
Mhm.
That's,
Lights are right on it.
Mhm.
Yeah, this is the newer type of, well, it's a package, and most of them have installed over the years, and the velocity, that was what the standard at the time. But now what they're doing is they're coming out with these, little more matte finish. Now, the one on the left, as you can see the glare on it, that you can't, that's better with, where the markers, yeah.
The other thing I haven't told you about yet is, in order to hand these items in here, like to hand it in, say you have a professor who needs your presentation. You can provide them with a link, or you can download the entire presentation into a zip file and it'll play in Flash. And you can upload that. It is a little bit bigger when you do it that way, simply because there's all those files in there and it's Flash. But nothing, I mean, I've handed everyone that I've done for a teacher in over Moodle and not had a problem. Yes.
I want to make sure I understand. You can do it, hand it in online.
Mm-hmm.
For mixing my
Yes.
schedules. But if I'm worried about the internet, if I'm at a conference and
Mhm.
I'm giving my presentation and it's on Prezi
Mhm.
and I'm afraid the hotel internet is going to fail me, I can put it on a zip drive
Mm-hmm.
and run it off of the PC, not on the internet, as a flash file.
Right.
What about, YouTube videos that would be on it? I presume a video wouldn't work on.
So, yeah, yes, that is a good point. If you have a YouTube video in there, it would not work, when you download it, but if you had internet and played it after you download it, of course, it would go to the file, but if you don't have internet and download it, it won't. Yes.
So I could build one of these things and start it and then require students to add to it?
Yes.
The presentation?
Yeah, you can invite editors so that they can, put in their 2 cents or whatever, and
So then that would be available to all the students so they can see,
mhm,
combine work of everybody's research or their articles they can use,
mhm,
things like that.
yes.
Are any security requirements or anything?
None that I've run into.
Just have to give them permission?
Mhm. You have to invite them, and what it'll do is it'll create a link that you send them.
Does it identify who contributed the email?
That, I can't answer for sure. I don't know that it will, but it may.
And is there a date time stamp capability for when they put it in?
For revisions, I don't think so. I haven't come across anything. So it's not going to show you when it was last updated by who, so. Now, I will say that they're constantly improving this. They've added several new features since I first started using it, including the grouping with frames. That wasn't there before, and now it's there. They've also kind of changed different things to make it more user-friendly. So, in case you're wondering, Prezi originated in Australia, which a lot of good things apparently originate in Australia, because that's where Moodle came from as well. But a lot of people are using it, as you can tell. When you see the Explorer tab, education, there's all kinds of education for you educators out there. Well, I guess that would be like all of you. There's all kinds of different education type stuff you can look at. Maybe if I clicked on it. There you go. Like a zoomable periodic table if you're, who knows if you're doing anything like that.
Where do you save the document? Like, when you do a presentation, where do you save it? Your A drive, or you save it right on this drive?
It's right on this site. Every Prezi I've done is here. It's, as they say, in the cloud. So everything I've done is here. These are all my past Prezis for different classes and just sample ones I was playing with. So, yes.
So unless you invite somebody to contribute, then, they can't put anything in your slide, and it's got some protection security, so nobody can insert.
That's where we go back here. Let me just click on one. Down here, this is where you set your protections. You can allow it to be public and allow copies public for other people out there in this Explorer area to see, or private. Mine are set to private.
So can you set this up, and then with that private-public capability, keep people from putting things in there, and also keep
no.
seeing it?
It would keep, what the private, public, and public allow copy do is for anybody on the internet out there using Prezi. All of these in the Explorer are set to private. Some are set to private, allow copy. Or public, some are set to public and some are set to public, allow copy. Anything set to private, only I can view, or the people I invite to view it or edit it can view.
Okay, so like in Blackboard, I can fix it so that it can be worked on and then not seen until a certain date. Students contributing to this and building on this knowledge base of the learning community, and use this as a tool for contributing things, because of the variety of things you can contribute. Say, for instance, I was teaching a marketing class, and I wanted to have people go out and gather examples of commercials they thought were effective or ineffective, comment as to why. I could then edit this before it went out to everybody on campus, so that there wasn't anything that didn't meet the campus life standards.
The only people, of course, who are going to see it are the people you provide the link to, as long as it's set to private. Now, if you're putting it in Moodle, you have those capabilities to constantly update it, and the link will update too, and then open it up when you're ready for people to view it. Does that kind of answer your question?
Well, say, for instance, I created something and allowed them to contribute to it.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't take the portion that I created and put something in there that would be adverse to the...
Yeah. Basically, how that would work is you could do it one of two ways. You could either let everybody, you send the link to contribute, and then you review it, or you send the link to one person, review it, send the link to the next person, review it, send the link to the next person. There's really no filter allowing, stopping people you share the link to from seeing it. Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah.
Yes.
The PDF that you embedded, if it had multiple pages, would Prezi let you page through?
Yes, actually, the one presentation I had back here, there's one I have. Let me see if I can find it. It may have been my usability study here. I'm going to see if I can find my... Here's one. This is 2 pages. And you see they're kind of hard to read, so you can zoom in as far as you need to show whatever portion of the PDF you would like to emphasize. So.
And so the second page is the little rectangle on the other side of it?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot on the second page,
so
but...
it doesn't let you page through it, it just puts all the pages...
Yeah, if you saved your PDFs, inserted them, different files separately, you could do that. But, like this one, I just did, actually these are 2 pages of 20 pages, so I just separated out 2 pages and put them in one file. So, does that kind of answer your question? Okay.
I guess that's one other. Then were they input embedded as one file? or-
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, these two were as one file. Anything else? Any other questions? Not really? Well, let me see here. Any other questions about the e-beam?
Does it stand for electronic beam? Is that what?
I honestly can't answer that. I'm sure it does. I'm sure it does. We use nice. We have a little tool palette over here, which allows you, that's where I was clicking to bring up my keyboard to type. It does different things. I can mark on any place. I can undo it, redo it, erase it, you know. So,
Does an e-beam come with each smartboard? Is that the way?
they're two different. A smartboard is an interactive whiteboard and e-beam is an interactive whiteboard. They're just different brands. They're the same type of interactive technology though. Yes.
Do you use the whiteboard markers on that, or?
This one, I know the smartboards, they have issue when you write with those. This one, I actually think, I've seen people write on this one with the whiteboard markers and not have a problem wiping it off.
That is correct. That's a standard whiteboard on the right-hand side. Your typical, which is now older technology, the smart boards, those you have to use special pen and not use dry markers on.
Mhm.
That's why this is such a better technology. That's where the brand Smart is also evolving to different technologies nowadays.
Okay. Well, any other questions?
Okay, got another.
Yes.
Let's say you were doing a webinar,
Uh-huh.
and to use my example, you're searching in a database.
Mhm.
Going screen after screen after screen and talking as you go along. When I've taken a webinar provided by the vendor over the internet, it chokes. And she's talking five screens ahead of what I'm seeing.
That
What are you doing in terms of campus? Is that still happening?
No, they upgrade, guys, right in.
yeah, it's those guys in the back, I don't really know.
So when you've watched one in the past, you're saying audio and video were not synced up?
Correct.
That can be an issue, it can be an issue with, the internet connection here, or it can be on their side, they've got so many connections. Audio typically takes up less bandwidth and will, keep up, whereas video may freeze and lag
Mhm.
without, looking at graphic graphs and getting into more detailed
Mhm.
analysis. I couldn't tell you if it's due to us or them, it just really depends on posting and what's going on.
Mhm.
However, I can say that the technology of the infrastructure upgrades that have been done over the spring term, we have tested this quite a bit.
Okay.
And it's good. It's very good. It's what the old days used to be, I guess.
Okay,
Mhm.
so I'm going to be real selfish and ask a very pointed question. That film on demand that we wanted to do, and we couldn't do because it was choking up in the next week, and we never really tested it here. Is it time to test it
I would
again?
definitely, each of those locations has definitely their connection, I won't get into it too much.
Right.
Discussions, but yes,
Mhm.
Because this would be the same problem if you were broadcasting this over the internet for people in the Metro. Probably we're having at 7 o'clock in the evening. The choke.
This
Well,
is-
Prezi isn't necessarily
Yeah.
a streaming technology.
Oh.
Yeah,
We're
it's-
just streaming this whole thing.
Well,
Yes, yes.
That's what it's meant to be, is
Mhm.
an instructional tool that allows you to stand up in front and broadcast to the people somewhere out there.
We're kind of two different things. Basically, Prezi allows you to broadcast to the people here. What Steve's doing allows you to broadcast to the people out there.
And that's what I'm
Yeah.
concerned about right now, is
Mhm.
are we confident now that what Lindsay's been saying and showing on the screen, and I know that Carlene's watching.
Among many others,
Okay, it's not chosen.
has not shown. That is
Of course,
correct.
it's middle afternoon on a summer day.
Well, and two, we have sufficient bandwidth nowadays that our Polycom is going to be based on this, and like I say, the testing that we've done so far is great. Everything's working just fine. We're in a new era. That's what we have. We're confident, yes, that we have a bandwidth.
Well, I just kind of gave you a quick run through on Prezi. I would encourage each one of you to go out and play around with it and watch some of the little other presentations. The one I created was not very detailed or anything, but there are quite a few out there who are very detailed, pretty impressive. I enjoy them. I enjoy watching random ones every so often. Dr. Teeter?
Do we have digital facades and voice enhancing software so that if I wanted to create more interest than having myself up there talking, I could substitute the images, say a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader or something, and...
That would be a question for Steve, who's in the other room.
One common question we get along those lines is that, and it's something related to the earlier one, is do we have skinny lenses? And we do.
That question was for me, actually. I asked Steve if he had that, and he was like, oh yeah, by the way, we can do that.
I actually like to offer the full replacement.
Well, I know what Steve has over there has the capability of doing stuff like green screen technologies, all that sort of fun stuff. I don't really know any detail, so I'm not going to speak for him, but if you're interested in any of that, Steve's your man. And for those people out there, that's Steve Noy. He's in our office. So like I said, for Prezi, I encourage you to use it, try out different things. It has been successfully used in technology before. I've never had any professors use it, but I have used it myself for other people. And it is nice. It is a nice change of pace. The other thing that with the educational second-tier subscription or licensing or whatever you want to call it, you can do is you can brand your presentations so they all have the same look and feel as you're doing like a series of them. I have not messed with any of that. In the future, I probably will, but I just have not done it yet. Yes.
What are support options for Prezi?
Support options
Including like...
for Prezi are me. Support options for Prezi are me. I pretty much can try to answer any question you may have. I mean, it's kind of just one of those things that is available for you to use. Prezi has a lot of, they're very helpful if you have a question or looking, your help documents and that sort of thing. I've never had a problem either way. But doing just basic Prezi stuff, I can help, or signing up, or, doing whatever you need, I can help you do that because I've done it all so far.
Kind of our idea for that is that, we want to develop together, collaboratively develop a community of learning. So, if one knows a lot about something, probably going to rely on the information source we have on these types of products. We have that, again, that open market environment.
Kind of going a little bit, I hate it when people use this term, but outside of the box. It's just something that is a little more dynamic than your regular PowerPoint. Not that I have really anything against PowerPoint, but I kind of do. But that's a different topic.
Yeah, she's fading tonight, but she uses PowerPoint in the office. It's important someplace. She's not thinking.
So any...
Follow-up question, I heard Rick say he too is worried about the internet going down. So you put it on your flash drive in a zip file, and you're on campus. What player must that computer have in order to run the file?
Well, it's, let's see, when I've done it here, I've only done it once here in one of my classes, because I just wasn't, I don't know why I did it. I just did it. And it just brought up your standard Flash player. Am I talking about your standard Flash player that comes with most computers? Now, I haven't tried it on a Mac or anything else like that, so I don't know about that, but...
So if your host computer in the hotel is up to date, which is...
Yeah, I mean, I haven't used this, so I can tell you, but if it's like a flashlight file, if
Mhm.
you use the browser to do it, I would say that's probably the best.
And if it uses the browser, does it mean it has to be on the internet?
Not necessarily.
Open up a static page, like it's just on your C drive in a browser.
Mhm.
It'll have like plug-in.
Yeah, the plugin will be in there.
Mhm. Like I said, I've never tried this on a Mac or anything, so I don't know how it would work on there. I'm not making any guarantees. Well, I'm not making any guarantees anyway, but...
Were you going to show us the printing? How you set it up?
Oh, I can show you that. Oops. I still have my, eraser for this guy. The E-beam. No.
So the smart board like CNET that we really shouldn't call it a smart board?
Yes.
Correct. Yes, it's like that.
Smartboard is the brand name.
And you can plug your notes on it, guys.
Let's see here. Can't seem to click right. There we go. I'll load up my Prezi. I think this is the one they just created. I think. I can't remember what I called it, so. Basically, you just click print, and then it'll bring up a link that says click to save as PDF. So you can save it wherever. And then I'll show you what it looks like. Let me find it. There we go. And so basically is, go away. Here's the first page. I'm going to try to get rid of my keyboard.
You created this canvas that theoretically stretches this way. What does it do with this page? Does it...
It just tries to get everything on it. It'll make it as large as it has to. Some stuff you may not be able to see in detail, but that's what the next pages are for. There, that's 100%. Oh, and it got everything on there. I don't know that I did it right, but anyway.
So it won't show you...
It will. It will. Let me, sorry, I can't hardly touch up there. I have another one that is better to show you. Did I click on it? There we go. Okay. Now the reason it says licensed for educational use only, that's because I have the educational license. But anybody can use it even if they don't have a .edu account, email account. They just have to pay for the second tier. The first tier is free. Second tier you've got to pay for. Third tier you've got to pay for. Basically, the only difference, like I said before, is space. Right now it has 620 pages on this slide, or this presentation. So we're just going to give up on that. It just depends. I mean, you can print out the whole thing. I've done it several times and handed, whatever people in my group are presenting whatever. So I've done it. You can do it. I'm sorry I can't do it now, but I know it can be done. Do you have any questions? Something, does it look like something you guys might use? Maybe?
I've already been to conferences where they're using it.
Mhm.
And I particularly, you know, was three-quarters of the way back in the room, like the,
Zooming?
Zoom.
Mhm. I personally like the zooming myself. But. Okay, well, that's, if you guys don't have any additional questions, that's really all I have for you today.
Thank you, Lindsay. Folks, there's munchies back there, and I invite you to look see seat. And
Yeah.
as you know from being in faculty meetings, you go through that door, or you have another door on your way out. And you have your munchies on the way. That's the escape hatch.
Am I done?
Thanks, folks.